Miles Straw leads off for the Astros, and the first pitch by Stroman is up and in for ball one. Movement.
We're only kidding.
On his first pitch. Straw lifts one out to right, chasing Conforto back a few strides, and Michael out there to reel it in for the first. The lineup for the Astros brought to you by Toyota. Three guys who will play every day in 2019. And it's interesting when you look at his year going from Toronto to the Mets as he knocks that down. Very good fielder, and he makes that play for the second out.
And Khalil Lee in that three-team trade coming over from Kansas City out in left.
Lindor stationed perfectly behind the bag. Throws out his buddy Brantley. That retires the side. 1-2-3 inning for Marcus Stroman. Mets come to bat with no score. Of course, even with that, his on-base percentage last year was over 400. He tops one back to Valdez. And Nimmo retired one away. He's a switch hitter, and he's about the same from each side of the plate. And he laces one right back to Valdez on one hop. And 2 assists for the pitcher and 2 out.
Strong, and there's not a ballpark that can hold him in any gap.
He hits one off the pitcher's glove, and it rolls out to short where Pena takes care of him, and that retires the side. So 3 assists for Valdez in that first inning. No score after 1. They finished 10th in the league in home runs, 11th in on-base percentage, 9th in slugging, not what they had become accustomed to. Castro takes a running fastball for strike 3. And Stroman's got his first strikeout of the day. It's Marcus Stroman. And knowing Marcus, I'm sure he noticed that he was not mentioned. Tough play for Alonso, but he stays right with it. Nice play for Pete for the second out.
Hard with you, I know.
You're a fast man.
I am.
That's on the outside corner. Stroman with a couple of strikeouts. So a 6 up and 6 down performance for Marcus. He wanted in, he got in, and he was perfect for his 2 innings. No score in the second. Comports with the experience of watching him last year. He was starting to get it going when the Mets had their 5-day COVID shutdown. He hits one sharply to short, knocked down on the backhand by Pena, and the low throw is handled one away. And the doubleheader, the first day back from that COVID break by the Marlins, and things kind of went downhill from there. And then Pete really picked up the last week of the season. I think he had 5 home runs in the last week.
Right, and he corrected that one. I think one of his teammates.
He unloads one to deep right field. De La Cruz takes a look, but that's way up on the berm. Wow. Jeff McNeil with the Mets' first run of the spring, and it comes on an impressive home run to make it 1-0 New York. So 23 home runs 2 years ago, just 4 last year, and now a home run in his first at bat of the spring. He said he got a little caught up in trying to be like them, and he needed to figure out left, puts J.D. Davis at third, keeps Pete on the field as a first baseman. Strike 3 called as Guillorme is down looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Valdez, but McNeil's home run gives the Mets the early lead. Jeremy Pena leads off against Jordan Yamamoto, who's in to pitch the third. A rocket to third base, and there's Guillorme's Gold Glove. 1 pitch, 1 hard line drive, 1 out. He can catch bats, he can catch balls, especially in this ballpark.
Had it all the way. I wish I.
The Mets were able to pick him up. Chopper past the mound. Tough play for Lindor. Uses the glove, double clutches, and lost the play. Alonso didn't catch it anyway. So the double clutch probably hurt him more than anything. And Nova safe at first base. Unlimited potential. Runner goes, swung and missed. McCann with the throw right on target, and he got him for the strike him out, throw him out, double play. Andrew Benintendi to Kansas City and Franchi Cordero to Boston. He takes a call, third strike, and that's been his problem in the minor leagues.
The roof needed to be repaired.
Nimmo laces one into right field, and that's going to roll back to the warning track, and Nimmo will get 2 bases out of this. So Brandon Nimmo with a 2-out double. Three and 1 to Lindor, and he takes outside ball 4. So the Mets with a couple of 2-out base runners for Conforto. 2 on, 2 and 2 to Conforto, And Michael pops one up into left, and Bradley settles under it. And that retires the side. Mets strand a couple. We've played 3, and it's 1-0 Mets.
This lineup is so strong, Gary, that you can have a center fielder that can go get him. I think you have to.
A little looper into right, and that's going to fall for a base hit. So Straw has the second Houston hit. I think also that the Mets have improved at second base, Keith, because leads on balls over his head have been problematic. Straw takes off, and he'll steal the base without a throw. So there is the speed of Miles Straw coming into play.
You know, Gary, you're absolutely right. And here's the speed of Straw here. Brandon.
Aledmus Diaz, this one to short. Straw able to advance, and Peraza now playing shortstop throws him out. 1 away.
That's a strong statement.
Well, I mean,
there.
Oliver was also a guy who got overlooked all the time because he played on strong teams, and he was kind of the other guy in Pittsburgh and Montreal. Jason Castro grounds one to the right side. McNeil has to shuffle over, gets the hop, and throws him out. Nice play by McNeil to get himself a good hop and keep the Astros off the board. And Alonso chases one for strike 3. And so Christian Javier has his second strikeout. Well, it's interesting that every time the ball got juiced, they professed no knowledge of how it got that way. But now that they're deadening it, they are right on top of it. So, you know. After the Giants released him last year, he wound up doing some studio work for SNY. That's nubbed down to first by McCann. And that retires the side. 1-2-3 inning for Christian Javier, and Jerry Blevins not in front of the camera going to the mound. 1-0 Mets. Can we get titles? Because I know that's inside ball 4. We now Noah Syndergaard started a book club during his Tommy John rehab. So, you know, this could become a much more well-read group. And it's a shot off Jerry, and everybody will be safe. Not sure where that got him, but he appears to be okay.
Got him. I think it got him on the upper leg, upper thigh, Gary. His left leg. Boom.
Good call, Ron.
Right off the quad. Been hit by enough. I know exactly where they go. Tried to get a glove on it, but it almost tore his glove off.
That's where all those squats come in handy. It's like a rock coming off that thigh.
This is what the information says, so I want to be in the best spot I can be for you, and this is what it says, where it says I should play. So this is where I would like to be, but ultimately if he says no, I don't like it, well then that's too bad.
Down in the Miami area. And he drives one to deep left field. Back goes McCormick for a look at the wall. It's out of here. Albert Almora hits a home run. Almora, who did not hit a home run last year with the Cubs, it's his first of this spring. Mets with their second solo home run of the day. McNeil and now Almora, and it's 2-0 New York.
There's Camilla and Gabby, just the greatest family.
Peraza slices one toward the line. That lands fair, base hit. And Peraza heads for second. He'll slide in safely with a double. So Jose Peraza, in his first at bat, dumps an opposite field double down the right field line. Smith. On the ground is short. And a one-hop throw can't be handled by Steven Souza, who's an outfielder trying to play first base. And Vargas is safe at first. So Greg Kessinger bouncing the throw, and he'll be charged with an error.
That was kind of a short hop there. You can tell the inexperience.
Didn't even touch leather. I think that went caught shin.
Yep.
Well, Souza's a guy who.
No, I'm not.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. Mark Vientos is at the plate, and he hits one softly toward third, trying to barehanded it, and they let it go.
What?
Hinojosa, I guess, maybe thought it was going to go foul, but it did not. And the bases are loaded.
Well,
that was weird.
I'd have to say that was a serious error in judgment. There's no way this ball was going foul. It was a good almost 4 feet inside the line. 3 feet. No.
I mean, maybe he thought he had no chance to throw him out, and he was just hoping.
Well, lucky the shortstop Kessinger came over to back up.
Otherwise, maybe it's a double.
Yeah.
Well, that was odd. That spreading of a chant. Line to short. Kessinger able to grab it, and everybody gets back, and that's the first out. The hair is not quite as long as Syndergaard, and he's a little bit taller than Noah and maybe a little more slender. But he is getting ready to come in. Kessinger with a chance for two. The turn by Degani, and they get the double play. And they get Torres out of trouble after the Mets loaded the bases with nobody out. Top of the seventh. And that's laced into center field for a base hit. So Quintana singles to center to start the seventh. Just the fourth hit of the day for the seven. And he misses high, ball four. So the first two have reached against McWilliams as Souza is aboard on a walk.
Analytics, but he employs 4 or 5 people to look at those numbers also and to crunch them. I thought that's fascinating.
And a good looking fastball from McWilliams to strike out Kessinger for the second out.
Edge of the strike zone.
And a slider to strike him out, and so the Mets have themselves a victory. They will still take a turn at bat in the bottom of the seventh. But Sam McWilliams works around a couple of base runners, and the Mets pitch a shutout, 2-0. See it a lot in basketball, where you get these 20-year-old freshmen as Beatty strikes out. I don't think you've seen it as much in baseball because. And Crow Armstrong takes the breaking ball for strike three call. So back. Interested to see how this works. And we won't see it for another moment because Ferguson draws a 2-out walk. And that gives us another chance to watch Ronnie Mauricio. Change the whole nature of where guys go, especially in the lower parts of the minors. Curveball in for a call, strike three, and that'll do it for the afternoon. Mets with a 2-0 win. And I guess they're going to go without a celebration.